Hi, boys and girls, and welcome back to Oh No, It's the Stewskys. You've got Mrs. Stewsky here, and we're going to read a story about one of our very favorite characters, Pete the cat. And as you can see, Pete is missing one of his groovy buttons. Now, that's not the story we're going to read today, but we will be reading that one soon. Today, we're going to read Pete the cat. Valentine's Day is cool. With Valentine's Day being just a couple weeks away, I thought it would be a great story to read. So here goes. Pete the cat, Valentine's Day is cool. It was the day before Valentine's Day, and Pete was riding his skateboard home. On the way, he saw his friend Callie. She was holding a big red heart that said love. See, right here we have a big red heart that says L-O-V-E, and L-O-V-E spells love. Have you finished your Valentine's Day cards? Asked Callie. No, Valentine's Day is not cool, Pete said. Oh, Pete, Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday. It's a day to tell people how special they are to you, Callie insisted. Pete skated on, but something in the back of his mind told him that Callie might be right. By the time Pete got home, he had decided that Callie was right about Valentine's Day. So he got out his pencils, his paper, crayons, and markers, and he sat down at the kitchen table. First, Pete started to work on a card for his friend Larry. Pete made several cards with big red hearts, but he was not happy with his work. Pete wanted to make the perfect card for every cat in his class. I'll never get all these cards done in time, Pete told his mom. Pete's mom smiled. Just do your best, she said. Just tell Larry why he is cool. There is something cool about every cat. See right here, it says to Larry with a heart, but Pete's not happy with that. Pete got back to work. He thought hard about what was cool about Larry. Perfect, Pete said. So he made this card that says to Larry, and it's got a football. And it says, Happy Valentine's Day from Pete. After that, it didn't take Pete long to make cards for all the boys. He made one for Josh. It says, to Josh, and it's got is that a baseball or a basketball? No, I think that's a soccer ball. That's right, that's a soccer ball. And to Rob, and that's got a car on it. And this one right here says, to Trey, and it's got a guitar on it. Then Pete made a special card for all the girls and wrote Love Pete on each one. And of course, he made the biggest heart-shaped card for his mom. See, it says for Kimberly. It's got a big red heart that says Love Pete. The next day, Pete and Callie waited for the bus together. I decided you were right. Valentine's Day is cool. That's awesome, Callie said. By the way, I'm having a Valentine's Day party at my house after school if you want to come. That sounds like a lot of fun, a Valentine's Day party. The bus pulled up then, and Pete and Callie got on. Mr. Ted, the bus driver, smiled and said, Good morning. But as soon as they were in their seats, Pete put his head in his paws. What's wrong? Callie asked. What do you guys think could be wrong with Pete? I don't know. I forgot to make a card for Mr. Ted, he cried. Then Pete thought, but I can make him an awesome card before we get to school. Pete pulled out a piece of paper and colored pencils from his backpack. He began to draw. See, it says for Mr. Ted. Happy Valentine's Day! Thanks for picking us up every day for school, Pete and Callie said as they handed Mr. Ted his Valentine. Thank you, Mr. Ted told them. You just made my day. See, for Mr. Ted, and it's got a bus on it. It says Pete and Callie. What about Mrs. Gold, the crossing guard? We need to make her a Valentine too, Pete practically shouted. Let's do it, Callie said. Let's make Valentines for everyone. Pete and Callie got super busy making cards for everyone. This one says to Mrs. Gold, and it's got a picture of her holding a stop sign because she's a crossing guard. This one says Happy Valentine's Day. What is this? Is this a fire truck or an ambulance? Is that right? No, that's silly. That's a police officer. So maybe that's a police car for a police officer. This one down here says Happy Valentine's Day, and it's got a cat wearing a fire hat. So maybe that's for a firefighter. And what about this one? It says Happy Valentine's Day, and it has a cat reading a book. Do you think that's for maybe the cafeteria worker? No, that's silly. I bet maybe a teacher or the principal, or better yet, maybe the librarian. After school, Pete went to Callie's party. He rang the bell. Ding dong. And then he froze. Callie opened the door only to find her friend in a panic. Uh-oh. What do you think's going on, guys? Boys, girls, what do you think's wrong with Pete? What's wrong, Pete? I forgot something very important, Pete admitted. What? Callie asked. I just realized I forgot to make a card for you, Pete said. Oh, that's okay, Pete. Cards are just a way of showing you care. Hanging out with you, that's better than any card. This is the best Valentine's Day ever. And happy Valentine's Day to you. Love, Pete. So I think that was a great story about Pete the cat and Valentine's Day. What do you guys think? Do you think Valentine's Day is cool? I sure do. Well, make sure you comment below what story you would like for me to read next. Come back and check out our videos soon, and remember to subscribe to Oh No, It's the Stewsky. Bye, guys.